Setting: outside a family cottage in Plymouth, Massachusetts, 1630. Reporter Sally Times, member of the Eyewitness History News team, is on location in one of the busiest New England colonies. Her investigation into the life of a typical New England colonist begins outside the home of the Parcher family. Sally is going to begin her special time travel news report by interviewing the head of the family, Ben Parcher. I would like to thank you, Mr. Parcher, for inviting me to ask you about your life in this New England colony. I assume adjusting to the life in this new world, as you call it, hasn't always been easy. Am I correct? Aye, that is correct. We thought at first we were lucky for surviving the long and treacherous journey from England in 1620, but the hard work was just beginning. These last 10 years have been very challenging indeed. Settling 4 new colonies for England has not been an easy task. Whether people settled in New Hampshire, Connecticut, or this Massachusetts colony like us, life certainly hasn't been easy. And what would you say has been the main reason for that, sir? Well, this land is, for one thing. The soil here is very rocky and the harsh climate makes growing things very hard. We have learned to grow maize or corn from our native friends, the Wampanoags, but nothing much else will grow. Most of our food comes from what we can gather or hunt in the woods to take from the sea. You mentioned the Native American tribe, the Wampanoags. How is that working out? I thought the natives were often another obstacle for your people trying to settle in this new land. It is true that some tribes haven't liked us settling here. However, other tribes have been very kind and helpful. The Wampanoags are our friends. They have shown us how to survive in this new land and to make it our home. I noticed that you seem to have your own little area here. I thought that all your fellow colonists worked together to produce what the village needed to survive. It did begin that way. However, in 1623, our governor, William Bradford, decided to forego the communal agricultural method and just give each family a plot of land to try to cultivate and keep the fruits of their own labor. It has been very hard work, but we are doing all right for the time being. We all rise at the blush of dawn and work until the sun sets at night. It is a hard life, but it allows us to carry out God's will for us. I notice that you seem to have a large family. Who all lives with you? Well, I have my wife, Sarah, and our 9 children. Everyone does their share of the work. That is for sure. Would you care to speak with my wife? She should just be finishing up in the garden about now. I would certainly enjoy that. Thank you for speaking with me, sir. Aye, it has been my pleasure. Take care. Sally walks up the dirt path to the small cottage. She notices that in typical New England colonial style, the walls are fashioned from simple tree trunks with branches and twigs filling the cracks. They are cemented into place with clay. There are no glass windows, but a type of clear parchment covering allowing for viewing in or out. She notices a small head looking out at her. She smiles as she is greeted by a kind but tired-looking young woman at the door. She is surrounded by several youngsters, and there is a flurry of activity in the small house. Hello. Your husband just sent me down here to speak with you. I am from the Future News team, Eyewitness History, and we are just getting started on everything about your life here in this New England colony. May I chat with you a while? Please come in. How did you fare today? I'm sorry for all the running around here today. We are in the midst of getting ready for our annual feast of Thanksgiving. It takes everyone working together to make it happen. I'm sure you've heard of it? No? Oh, yes. It is exciting to see a traditional feast being prepared. What all are you doing to get ready for it? Well, I was just in the garden picking some ears of maize. That is really all we can get to grow here. But that is okay. Ben brought us some venison, wild turkey, and ducks to prepare. We also have fresh clams and lobster from the sea. My girls and I will get it ready all in a day. I did notice that some of your children seem to be of school age. May I ask why they aren't in attendance? Alas, we do not have public school yet. There aren't enough children, and truth be told, we need all of their help here at home. I teach them when I can about how to read and write using the horn books that we brought from England. As long as they can read the good book, that is all that is important. I see. Well, it looks like everyone is doing their share of the work. I would love to speak to one of your children about their life. Would you mind? I don't want to keep you any longer. It looks like you have a lot to tend to. Yes, the work is never ending, but our life is much happier here in the New World. You may visit with my oldest daughter, Beth. She would be happy to talk to you. But I will have to ask you to sit outside while she churns the butter. Sally walks back outside to the edge of the small shack. The steady pounding of the butter churn lets her know she is headed in the right direction. She sees a small girl busy at work and introduces herself. She discovers the young girl is very friendly and eagerly looks forward to the distraction from her task at hand. It is nice to meet you, Beth. You are busy just like the rest of your family. Tell me, do you ever take a break and just have fun? Our day of rest is Sunday, the Sabbath day. There is no work of any kind allowed on that day. We have a worship service in the morning and another one in the afternoon. In between, we eat, sing psalms, and read scripture on our own. It is our day to rest and rejoice. That sounds nice. But do you ever get to play and just be kids? There's always work to be done, but my sisters and I have fun sometimes. On wash days, we have to take our special soap called lye and scrub our clothes. We sometimes get a little carried away with the water and end up more soaked than the clothes. Well, that does sound like fun. I'm afraid my interview time is about up. I will let you get back to your work now. It was nice talking to you. See you later. As Sally turns to go, she pauses and looks around again at the hard work going on all around her. She senses an independence and determination among the colonists that is very admirable. She can hardly wait to go back to the future and share her findings of life in the New England colonies.